Good morning. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here at the Zoomark press conference. And today you will hear from our speakers some insights about the Italian pet market and, of course, all the news about next Zoomark in Bologna. So thanks for coming and welcome to our conference again. And the first of our speaker is Mr. Bruzzone, General Manager of BolognaFiere. Enjoy the conference.
Thank you. Welcome to the press conference for Zoomark International 2023. First of all, we would like to thank our host here at Interzoo, Mr. Gordon Bonnet and Dr. Rowena Hartz. Zoomark International can be described as the main international B2B events for the pet industry in the odd-numbered years, alternative with Interzoo. The foreign visitor interviewed during the last edition of Zoomark in 2021, export manager, importer, distributors and buyers, stated that they attend Interzoo 1 year and Zoomark the next, highlighting the importance of alternation between the two events on the international calendar. We enjoy a solid partnership with the organizer of Interzoo. In 2021, on the Interzoo digital platform, we organized a number of independent institutional webinars and ran the Zoomark Café. And we worked together on the digital edition of the Chinese show Chips in November 2021. Thanks also to this partnership, thanks to Interzoo, Zoomark International 2023 will be even more international. Our goals are increasingly ambitious. We expect to build on the results achieved at Zoomark International in 2019, before the pandemic. We are, of course, very happy about how the event in November 2001 went. We welcomed more than 60% of international exhibitors and visitors from 83 different countries, despite all the difficulties imposed by the restriction. It's our intention to confirm Zoomark International as a focal point for meeting and doing business for all the professionals in the pet industry. A genuine show experience that will give attendants the opportunity to preview the main innovation, explore the mega trends of the present and the future, and keep up to the date with the tendency of constantly evolving market that is called on to respond rapidly to new challenge. So, enjoy the rest of Interzoo, and we look forward to see you in Bologna in less than a year's time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bruzzone. And now the word to our host here in Interzoo, Mr. Gordon Bonnet and Mrs. Rowena Hartz.
So, ladies and gentlemen of the press and media, dear Antonio Bruzzone, dear Luisa Bersanetti, dear Pascale Sonvico, ladies and gentlemen, we are very pleased that Zoomark is holding this press conference today at Interzoo, and for several reasons. It was only 6 months ago that we were at Zoomark in Bologna and experienced how great it is that the pet industry can meet again, that exhibitors can show their products, and that experiences with all senses can take place again. BolognaFiere was brave with this date due to the pandemic situation, but the courage was rewarded. Just a few weeks later, the Zoomark seemed almost magical as the pandemic showed its ugly face once again. The relaxed atmosphere at Zoomark suddenly seemed unreal and like a gift. The pressure at Interzoo also increased as the number of COVID-infected people in Germany skyrocketed in January, February, and even in March. One or the other exhibitor became restless, but we stuck to our planning, worked out a comprehensive concept of additional hygiene measures because we believed in our date for the Interzoo. Again and again, I had the picture of the Zoomark in my mind, and I was sure that Interzoo would also be able to take place. Just as we visited Zoomark as friends in November, our friends from Zoomark are now visiting Interzoo, and that makes us very happy. Of course, in November no one could have foreseen the terrible war in Ukraine, which made our planning even more difficult, but because of the massive supply bottlenecks, obstructions on transport routes, and explosive cost increases, fairs like Interzoo and Zoomark are now extremely important. they offer the chance to discover new sources of supply in sales markets and to cultivate relationship with good suppliers. The changes in the world and the markets are dramatically dynamic. It is positive, therefore, that in just under a year's time, there will be a big reunion of the industry with Zoomark in Bologna in May 2023. It is also proven, as Antonio Bruzzone said, has also proven successful that Interzoo takes place in even years and Zoomark in odd years. Our constructive collaboration has been established between the two fairs, and that every year is embodied in new joint initiatives which increasingly configure Interzoo and Zoomark as the two leading events every other year in Europe in the pet market. Italy, Germany, and France are the biggest markets for pet supplies in the European Union. 34.9 million pets live in Italy, and with 34.7 million, nearly the same population of pets live in Germany, excluding ornamental fish in all their data. According to Euromonitor 2021, spending on pet supplies was 6 billion euros in Germany and 3.5 billion euros in Italy. Within the European Union, Germany is in the first place, followed by the United Kingdom and France, and Italy in fourth place. Considering the significantly higher cost of living index in Germany, this shows how close Germany and Italy are here also. So much for my little insights into the statistics. Above all, it shows that more and more people want to live with pets and that they spend a lot of money so that their beloved family members are doing well. And this underlines how many pet owners are standing behind us and that the pet industry is also a considerably economic factor. I wish you all a good time at Interzoo. I hope you enjoy it, and I look forward to seeing you again in the coming days as well as next year at Zoomark International in Bologna. This date is fixed in our calendars. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And now, Mrs. Rowena Arts.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to thank our friends from Zoomark for the opportunity to speak here also at this press conference. Finally, we can say exhibitions are back. Exhibitions are important meeting platforms for industries, and they have been heavily missed. I think each of us can see this and feel this when you're walking through the halls. We really have been missing shows. We could see this very well at Zoomark International in November. I think this was really a festival, and I have to really to underline that our friends from Zoomark have been really brave to organize the show in November, and it has been a great success, and it was a pleasure visiting it. But we can also see it here at Interzoo. If you walk through the halls, you see happy faces, I think on both sides, exhibitors and visitors. And as Gordon Bonnet just highlighted in his speech, the size of and the relevance of the major markets in Europe, we can also see here that, that exhibitions are mirroring markets also regarding their size and their representation. Therefore, if we keep market size in mind, it is no wonder that we have 120 exhibitors from Italy here at Interzoo, and that also shows the strong relevance of the market. And these exhibitors have more than 5,000 square meters net here as an exhibition space, so it's a really strong Italian base here. And also we can see that on the visitor side, Italian visitors are the biggest foreign visitor group here at Interzoo as well. So there's a strong interconnection of the two markets, and this also underlines the meaning of the two shows. During the pandemic, Zoomark International and Interzoo launched a couple of activities, like Gordon said. These have been in the online world, but also here it is good that we have the interaction at the press conferences and having finally physical face-to-face meetings again. Now face-to-face meetings and exhibitions take place again, and we feel a strong need of our industry to meet in person. And for the future, it will be also the task of the organizers to really see how we can digitally support the events in the best way. So enabling the physical with digital support, so working on webinars like we have done in the past, but really focusing what is possible physically and supporting it digitally. Ladies and gentlemen, our personal encounter and experiencing an industry with all senses is unique and cannot be replaced by any other tool. Therefore, we are happy that exhibitions are taking place again, and we will also take an exhibition booth as Interzoo again at Zoomark, so we will be present there physically. And for now, I wish you here a very fruitful conversation, successful meetings, finally face-to-face, here and in the future at Zoomark International next year. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now some more details about what you can expect from next Zoomark and about some insights about the Italian market. Mrs. Luisa Bersanetti, Exhibition Manager of BolognaFiere.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So let me first congratulate Interzoo, and let me express my gratitude to Mr. Gordon Monnet and Dr. Rowena Arts for having shared experiences and perspective over the past 2 years of the pandemic. So before we come to the new features of the next Zoomark, I would like to tell you a little bit more about our recent past. So in 2019, Zoomark has been a major showcase for the international pet industry that gathered together 750 exhibitors from 45 countries. We hosted 6 national delegations, and we welcomed a considerable number of buyers, over 40% coming from abroad. The number of buyers rose by 23% more than the previous edition, proving the fact that Zoomark is increasing in its international outlook. But Zoomark is not only a platform where business takes place. It also hosts several conferences, workshops, market focus, and meetings for different categories of professionals. In fact, in 2021, Zoomark was the first event that responded to the industry's need to get together. Actually, Zoomark never stopped, not even during the pandemic. It was the first professional event held in person after uncomfortable times, and we still thank those who believed in our exhibition. It was attended by more than 15,000 visitors and welcomed 60% of international exhibitors from 44 countries. Our show proved that the industry in Europe is in good health, in spite of the pandemic, and the Zoomark is an international event to be. It is our habit to do a survey on the customer satisfaction during the show. Something that clearly emerged by the survey on the domestic market was that owners of pet shops and grooming businesses in Italy do not attend other shows abroad. So Zoomark is the only place and opportunity to meet them. While for foreign professionals and buyers, Zoomark represents quality, variety, and innovation. So it's an unmissable combination. The customer satisfaction also proved encouraging level. It was universally appreciated by those who take part and confirmed their intention to be back in 2023. So now for an advanced preview of Zoomark 2023, I leave it to...
is manager of Zoomark International.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our press conference. It is a real pleasure to be here with you and welcome you all. First of all, let's talk about the dates of Zoomark 2023. It will take place from the 15th till the 17th of May. It is a Monday through Wednesday. The new edition of our show will be offering a modern show experience which will focus on innovation, sustainability, and also environmental and social awareness in the pet industry. We are already working on a series of initiatives that will be held over the coming months as a lead-in to the 2023 edition. They will involve exhibitors and visitors who are the main protagonists in our job and make them be actively part of the show development process. We're going to confirm the steering committee that was successfully introduced in 2021. Currently, our steering committee is made up of a number of leading and highly dynamic Italian companies representing all the industrial sectors. More members will be added to represent also the international scene. In 2021, the committee played a key role in supporting our show and our decision to take the show in such a difficult time. And we expect to be back at work with our partners exhibitors before the summer. We will be also producing a series of new webinars, as the ones that we staged in 21 were quite successful, and the new contents will have an international focus and explore a range of topical issues. As for the show itself, the two key features have already been confirmed for Zoomark 2023, Pet Vision, which is the new product showcase, and also Aqua Project. The main goal for a buyer attending a show is to select new innovative partners and suppliers. In fact, our 2021 customer satisfaction survey found that more than 72% of our visitors come to Zoomark to discover new products. And Pet Vision, the new product area, is where to find them, of course. And it is an area developed in an original format that highlights the mega trends in our sector. Zoomark 2021 presented over 400 new products and innovations. They were grouped according to megatrends to offer key insights into new directions in the pet market. In 2021, these included pet food inspired by human recipes, high-tech solutions for pet control, for pet health and safety, sustainable and green products, and design items. This gave visitors a key overview of new products and inspired them to get and seek the new companies that displayed those products. And this generated, of course, a high visibility for the exhibitors and numerous contacts also. In 2023, to capitalize on the strong communications developed by the Pet Vision area, we will also be launching an international award. The Aqua Project area will be back again, and it is a special area that involves the exhibitors in the aquarium and terrarium industry. We will shortly be meeting with companies in this sector to formulate an action plan and identify key themes for next year. In order to broaden our horizon and grant our exhibitors and visitors increasing business chances, we have also identified a series of new targets for the forthcoming event. Firstly, we are engaging with new market trends belonging to the pet food and pet care supply chain. So we will be focusing on some new key sectors like raw materials, logistics, and packaging. These are increasingly important sectors whose evolution brought enormous changes in the pet food and care industry in recent years in response to the new needs in the market. We are also planning to work with companies in the veterinary sector, industry association and specialized publications in order to be able to attract higher numbers of veterinary doctors to our show, also from abroad. Then there are also some long-lasting partnerships that we are delighted to resume also next year, starting with the support of the US government's Department of Commerce, which will certify the show again and include it in a program of promotional activities both in the US and throughout Europe, thanks to its network of consulates. And of course, they will be supporting also the companies that will take part in Zoomark via the US pavilion. As per established tradition, we will also be hosting the British pavilion, which is supported by PetQuip, the association PetQuip, the Chinese one created by BolognaFiere China and CIPS, the Canadian pavilion organized with PIJA Canada, the Czech pavilion supported by the Czech Trade Agency, and the Indian pavilion promoted by IIPTF. and several other ones are currently being defined, like Brazil, Thailand, Iran. As you see, we are pretty much focusing in increasing our international appeal, and in this, we must say that also the city Bologna plays an important role. Small but lively and hospitable, as you know, it is very much appreciated by our international exhibitors and visitors who can easily combine business with pleasure, enjoy culture and excellent cuisine, and also profit from their business trip to visit other beautiful cities like Florence and Venice, which are at easy reach. Now, back to business, I must also add that, as usual, we are collaborating with Assalco, which is the Italian Association of Pet Food and Care Manufacturers, and we produce with them a customary annual appointment with the Zoomark Assalco report, which is developed also in collaboration with the Market Data Institute, IRI. This edition of the report does not only describe the state of the art in our domestic market, but also takes an in-depth look at the changes that have taken place in the relationship between people and pets over the last 15 years. And these changes have had and still are having a positive effect on the market, of course. So we may have a look at some of the highlights from this report with Luisa Bersanetti.
Thank you, Pascal. So as we said before, the market is in good health. Pet economy didn't suffer during the pandemic. On the contrary, it saw a nice increase. So let me give you an outlook on the Italian domestic market. Italy is among the biggest European countries for pet spending supplies after Germany, UK, and France, with 3.4 million euros. The figures that we will share are an insight from the 50th Assalco Zoomark report, which is produced in collaboration with IRI Information Resources, the Italian Association for Veterinary Doctors, BVA DOXA, and the Interparliamentary Group on Animal Rights. Looking at the food sector, the report shows that the last 15 years, from 2007 to 2021, the Italian market for dog and cat food more than doubled its turnover, from 1 billion euro to 2.5 billion euros, with an average annual growth in value of 5.7%. In terms of volume, from a production of 442,000 tons in 2007 to 682,000 tons in 2021, the annual growth rate has been 3.1%. So comparing these figures, we can see that the market has grown more in value than in volume, and this is due to the increase of purchases in premium and super premium products, which are associated with elements of service, innovation, and increasing attention to pet welfare. Wet food showed an average annual growth rate of 4.4%, while dry food was up to 6.3%. In particular, snacks had a growth by 13.7%. They almost tripled their performance. Beyond pet food, accessories and cat litter are two growing categories. Accessories saw significant growth in large-scale retail with a turnover of 77 million euros in 2021, up from 47 million in 2007. Cat litter products are observed apart since they represent the most relevant non-food segment in large-scale distribution, and they saw a turnover of 80 million in 2021, which is plus 5% compared to the previous year. Altogether, the Italian market for accessories and cat litters is worth 160 million euros. The market trend reflects an increasing attention to the health and well-being of pets. Animal hygiene products, toys, and trades contributed to the growth curve. It is also worth saying a word on distribution channels in Italy. Compared to 15 years ago, there has been major changes in terms of the two main distribution channels. In 2007, grocery absorbed 70% of sales, while specialized channels made the remaining 30%. Now, specialized channels own 41% of the total market, twice as much as the grocery channel. This is because of the appearance to the market of pet shop chains and mass distribution pet shops that offer a high level of service, wide assortment of products, qualified personnel, and in some cases accompanied by grooming services and veterinarian doctors on the spot. The two channels complement the highly specialized approach of traditional pet shops. They still play a big role on the market. They have preserved their identity and market space, offering personalized service and a depth product assortment with high profit margin. Thanks to these features, pet shops have managed to defend their position in a high competitive scenario, also made by the appearance of online sales. Another player that appeared to the market, the online sales channel, was examined by IRA Information Resources, which exclude specialized e-commerce. After growing rapidly during the pandemic, the online channel has attracted and retained new shoppers. Compared to a couple of years ago, it's now commonly used by Italian consumers. All these features and in-depth analysis are available on the Asalco Zoomark report are available on our website www.zoomark.it. So now Pascal will tell us a little bit more about the evolution of in the relation of pet and human and people over the last years.
Yes, so the rapid growth of the market over the two last years can be attributed in part to the surge of pet ownership that coincided with the end of the first lockdown in 2020. One of the few positive consequences of the lockdown in Italy was that it led to many people wanting to get a pet for the well-known benefits of pet ownership. In 2021, various sources reported a further increase in the number of pets in the Italian households. As Mr. Bonnet already told you, it is estimated that almost 35 million four-legged and two-legged pets live in the Italian households, plus around 29 million fishes in saltwater and freshwater tanks. This makes Italy rank second in Europe after Russia and very close to Germany. Indeed, Italians love pets, and the relationship between people and pets evolved deeply over the years, and this contributed, of course, to the development of a large, sound, and dynamic domestic market with a strong industrial system, a well-developed distribution network, and a modern sales channel. This is the starting point for Zoomark International. Our goal is to design a powerful showcase that mirrors the state-of-the-art of the Italian and international market, highlights excellences in our sector, unveil new paths, inspire and stimulate the pet business community. To complete the Zoomark Asalco report, this year a specific survey on Italian pet parents was carried out by the Doxa Institute to investigate how the relationship between people and pets evolved in the past 15 years in Italy. And this also helps us to better understand pets' role in our society. The survey investigated Italian people's perception of the role of pets, revealing that companion animals are increasingly viewed as family members. There are more and more pets in Italian families, and owners are nowadays focusing on proper care and nutrition being a priority. When it comes to pet food, pet parents have a clear perception of the changes that have taken place in the last 15 years. They totally acknowledge the advances made by the industry in terms of innovation and the convenience of pet food being specifically formulated to grant healthy and balanced nutrition, hence an increased life expectancy. Indeed, the survey highlighted changes in people's approach to nutrition based on a greater awareness of pets' nutritional needs. Most pet parents now know that opting for homemade concoctions, for instance, can be harmful, and see increased attention to pet nutrition as a way of showing affection to pets, which is reflected on the purchasing habits also. 90% of the respondents appreciate and recognize that more research and innovation is being carried out by pet food companies for their pets' health, and a similar percentage, 89%, consider processed food more practical than they were 15 years ago. 89% of respondents also confirmed that compared to 15 years ago, pets now spend more time with their owners, including also outside the home with more and more pet-friendly places. Demonstrating that pets are now viewed as real bona fide members of the family, 85% of the owners were happy to report that their pets are also involved in all family activities. And this applies not only to dog owners, as we might expect, but also to owners of cats and other pets. Increasing number of pets also accompany their human families on holiday, for instance. In this new scenario, people are enjoying spending more time with their pets, and this translates to more purchases of hygiene, grooming products, care products, toys, and also snacks, specifically tailored to their pets' needs. So these are just a few highlights of the Zoomark report on the Italian pet food and care market and the Italian pet owners. Our press office will share the complete document with you right after the conference. And of course, if you have questions, we are here to reply to them.
Yeah, Q&A time. So if somebody has some questions for our speakers, you're welcome. No question. So thank you all for being here. And you can find all the information you heard today in our press kit. And this evening we will send you more insights about the Italian market. So thank you again for being here.